Hello, and welcome to the King of Kings 3 Crafting Guide. Here we will show you how easy it is to start crafting equipment of your own. There are many layers of crafting in King of Kings 3, and players are able to craft very simple items, as well as very complex ones that offer large benefits. The first step in crafting is learning how to harvest the components. Start by visiting the General Merchant in Scarabear. In the Tool tab, you can purchase everything required to get you started. There are 5 possible tools: the iron ore pick, the skinning knife, gathering gloves, the woodman's axe, and the crystal ore pick. For now, I've purchased them all. Low-level players will want to start with just one, and go up from there. The primary place to harvest in King of Kings 3 is in the Element Realm. Other areas open up once you join a legion, and eventually a kingdom, but for now, let's start here. Be careful, as the Element Realm is a contested area, and you'll likely find players more than happy to attack and kill you. We'll start with logging. Hunt down a tree and equip the woodman's axe that we purchased from the General Merchant. Simply click on the tree and you'll begin your assault upon it. After a few moments, it will fall, leaving you with a wonderful piece of raw wood. Don't worry, King of Kings 3 is an environmentally conscious game, and all the trees you chop down here, they grow back very quickly. The gathering process is the same for each of the 5 materials: crystal, cotton, fur, and finally, iron. Now that you've collected your raw materials, you need to upgrade them before you can use them in crafting. Return to Scarabear and visit the Material Melder. She requires that you have at least 3 of a material to combine it into one material of the next level. Notice how our raw material is now a level 1 crafting item. You can also continue to upgrade your items here as well. 3 level 1 wood pieces will result in 1 level 2 wood pieces. The higher quality of the materials you use in crafting, the better your final results will be. Now that you've created your own material, let's visit the weaponsmith. We're going to create a long sword. Now, notice the material required box. This displays all of the materials needed for the crafting of the selected weapon. Below that is the material list. It displays the matching items that we have in our inventory. You'll see both the level 2 iron I just crafted, as well as a level 4 I purchased from the Cloth Master. Notice that when I add the level 2 iron to the crafting process, the chances of weapon quality changes in the quality box below. Now, I'm going to remove the level 2 iron and put in the level 4 iron. Notice how the chance of crafting a green item shoots up to 100%? This is where the quality of your materials comes into play. The green item has much better stats than the others. When you're ready to craft your item, you click the Make button. You'll see a small lottery with 12 different possible items which could result from your crafting. When this is complete, just check your inventory and your new equipment will be there. So now let's equip it and see how awesome it looks. Sometimes, you may not be happy with the equipment you've created, or you've just leveled up beyond its use. There is no need for great equipment to go to waste. The Disenchanting Master will break down any of your worthwhile equipment back into some of its original components. Here, you see the piercing longsword has a chance of being broken down into iron ingots or wrought steel. You'll also receive a small amount of experience for each item you disenchant. Click on the Dismantle button to start the process. See? We've created both an iron ingot level 3 and 4 for our effort, and these materials can be put right back into crafting new and better items for yourself. Sometimes, you may find a non-soulbound item which you would like to have bound to yourself. You can do this quite easily with paint. One place to obtain paints is in the traveling shop. The Advanced Crest paint not only carves your name into it, but it gives you some extra stats as well. Once we've purchased our paint, we would visit the Carving Master to complete the process. Notice how our sword is just a typical and unbound sword. The first thing we'll do is drag the sword over to the carving box, followed by the paint that we wish to apply to it. When you're ready, hit the Soulbound button, and now we have a soulbound piece of gear with increased stats. Crafting your equipment is only the beginning. Equipment can be upgraded well beyond its initial stats. Let's now visit the Blacksmith Master to see how. The Blacksmith Master adds stars to your equipment, which increase its attributes. He requires mithril shards for each level of upgrade. Mithril is given out for free with each purchase of shillings through the Gamigo account system. It can also be found on some monsters. Start by placing your equipment in the equipment forging box. Let's take a moment to notice its stats now so we can compare them after the upgrade. Alright, let's upgrade our weapon. Notice how the stats have increased? The higher up in star levels you go, the greater the chance of a failure occurring. A failure can be very dangerous, as it will delete all of your stars. Luckily, there are items in King of Kings 3 which help to increase your chances of success, such as Advanced Lucky Stones, which can be purchased for shillings in the traveling shop. Let's use one now, just to be on the safe side. Alright, now let's see how far we can go. If you manage to get enough stars, your equipment will take on a brilliant glow so everyone can see. It is also possible to completely change the bonuses your equipment grants you. Let's run to the Equipment Tuner. Here, we can select one of our weapons and retune it to randomly change its type and attached bonus. Notice how the intelligence bonus is plus 10 on the current weapon. Let's tune it and see what it gives us instead. Be careful, because any resonant skills will change in this process, something we'll go over later. Okay, see how the weapon type has changed along with all of its stats? Weapon tuning is very useful in creating gear that's perfect for your character, giving you the stats that you want to focus on. For even further improvements to your equipment, magical stones can be inserted into your weapons and armor. To begin, speak with the jeweler in Scarabear. She will give you the options of item socketing and gem mounting. We'll start with item socketing. This will create the sockets for our gems to be put into. So drag your weapon into the socketing box. But now we see an error that says we do not have any Artemis metal in our inventory. Artemis metal is required for item socketing, and it can be purchased from the traveling shop. Artemis level 1 is for the first socket on an item, level 2 is for the second, and so on. For this sword, I'm going to purchase both a level 1 and a level 2 Artemis, so I can create 2 sockets. We are now able to create gem sockets on our sword. Now, the next step is to actually put some gems in there. Gems can be found on higher level monsters throughout Tangramia. Each gem is unique and offers different properties for your equipment. Now drag the sword back over, and we're going to drag one gem at a time into its sockets. Now notice the stats on the gems, and after we place the gems into their proper sockets, notice how our sword now has a new paralysis resistance ability.